Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 17 of Let's Play Dead Space. This is the fifth stream of it, though. And we're playing the PlayStation 3 version if this is your first time stopping by. When I do single-player games like this, I stream it on Twitch, and Dalton watches and commentates with me. Speaking of which, Dalton is here. Say hello.
Hello.
I wanted to first of all explain why I haven't uploaded anything to the channel in a while. I was sick for a few days. That's really the gist of it. But I was watching Spider-Man 2, the best one, with Tobey Maguire and Doc Ock. I fucking love that movie.
I haven't seen that since the theater, honestly.
Yeah, I was watching that on my Xbox One X. When it was done, I got up and I started feeling, pretty much from the second that I got up, I started feeling hungry, but my stomach was also unsettled. You ever been there? That fucking sucks,
Yeah.
man. Like,
Yeah, shit feels awful.
yeah, like, you want to eat because you're hungry, but you also are afraid to eat because you think you're going to throw up. It turns out I should have listened to my fear, because I drove to the gas station. I got myself something to eat. I came home. And fixed myself something to eat. I sat down and ate. And pretty much as soon as I got done eating, I started throwing up. And I tried to make it to the bathroom to throw up, in the toilet without getting it everywhere. And that shit didn't work, so it was fucking awful. So, like projectile vomit trail from me to the fucking toilet down the hallway. It was just fucking terrible.
You say that again. Oh my god.
Yeah, I was miserable. And then I threw up at least roughly at every hour after that for the next 5 to 6 hours. Oh, don't tell me it's another fucking asteroid section.
Oh, better not be. Oh no.
Yeah. And this was at like 5 a.m. that this happened, so I was all dead tired the entire time, and I couldn't sleep because I kept throwing up. And I didn't get to sleep till like 10 or 11 in the fucking morning.
Yeah, I've been there too. That shit's not fun at all. At least you're feeling better now, though.
Yeah. I forgot about this section of the game.
Yeah, I completely did too. Doesn't seem as hard and cheap as the other one. Well, so far anyway.
After that point, I quit throwing up, but I still felt fucking miserable for the next couple of days. And then for a couple of days after that, I constantly had this lingering fear, like, am I well? You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's like it's kind of nerve-wracking to test if it's still lingering around. It's good to eat something small first to get settled back in.
Yeah, when I woke up from taking a nap, sleeping for about, when I woke up from finally falling asleep for a couple of hours, the very first thing I did was try drinking some Sprite before I even attempted to eat anything. Just to see if I could hold it down, because, you know,
Yeah.
I could not keep anything down. Like, Sprite wouldn't stay down, Pepto-Bismol wouldn't stay down. That's supposed to help you with your stomach.
It kind of sounds like the stomach flu in a way. Or like food poisoning.
I don't know what it was. Besides awful. It was 100% awful. So that was oh, I finished it on the first try.
Kendra Daniels on the USG Ishimura. Come in. Do not
God, that
open
was
the escape
easy.
pod.
Yeah.
USM Balance. Kendra Daniels on the USG Ishimura. Come in. Do not open the escape pod. Damn it. Spawn.
They did open the escape pod. Why can't I get out of the fucking seat?
Yeah, for real. Just watch death come by you. Straight towards you.
Yeah, so that was me for a few days. I was sick as fuck.
It's all falling apart here.
Isaac. Isaac, are you there? Thank God you're alright. I've been trying to reach you. Someone's been blocking my rig signal remotely. A crash must have interrupted the signal block.
Hammond, where have you been?
Surviving. Barely. I found some med supplies and patched myself up. Listen. I'm calling aboard on the mission. Fuck the CEC and fuck the chain of command. We have to get the hell out of here. I think I've located a shuttle on the crew deck. Flight log says it needs a new singularity core, but we can probably salvage one from the Valor. I can see the tail end of it sticking out from the side of the Ishimura. I'm headed down there now to find a way inside. I'll meet you there. Hammond out.
Isaac, if what he says is true about the shuttle, we might have a chance of getting out of here. Head to the cargo bay and see if you can help Hammond. In his condition, he may not last long.
So yeah, being sick, projectile vomiting every couple hours, wouldn't recommend it.
Nope. 0 out of 10.
Yeah, 0 out of 10. That's my
Maybe a -1.
0 out of 10. Too much puking. So today, as in the day we're recording this, the 29th of September. On September 29th, 1996, the Nintendo 64 was officially released in the United States. So, happy 23rd birthday, Nintendo 64. I fucking love this. I didn't like it as much as I liked the PlayStation. I thought the PlayStation had a better collection of games. But the Nintendo 64 was like, there would be months in between great releases for it because people just abandoned it in droves because it was cheaper to... The PlayStation sold more and it was cheaper to develop games for.
Yeah. And the fact that it used CDs was a big benefactor too.
Yeah. But I still...
Beneficial.
Yeah, you could fit much larger
like games and yeah, you can have cutscenes. Or I mean, I guess you could have cutscenes on the cartridges on the 64, but he really had to compress the shit out of them and whatnot to get whatnot to get it to work.
Yeah. It was, what, a 60 meg limit on the 64 cartridge or something?
Yeah, something like that, yeah.
They were just more expensive to produce, but I still loved the system. It was a good system. It had a lot of good games. I hate these things. I tried to get you with the fucking... Fuck off, you stupid... Eat blade. Okay. Do you remember? It didn't launch with very many games here in the United States. It launched with, I think Pilot Wings was a launch title.
Yeah. that was one of them.
Super Mario 64 was the launch title.
To say the least.
That game's fucking phenomenal. Like, the only real problems that game has are twofold. One, it kicks you right back out of the world every single time you get a star, so it's kind of annoying to just go back into the world and start all over again every single time when you're like, it's right there, I can go do that too, if you would just let me.
It's really frustrating.
It is frustrating, and you just kind of have to put up with it because the platforming and level design are so good. But the other one...
Yeah, Nintendo doesn't fuck around with their first-party titles, and the 64 ain't no exception.
Yep. They're usually pretty good. I forgot what I was... Oh. What the fuck happened to this elevator? The other problem is the fucking camera.
Mm-hmm.
And that's pretty much a problem on every single fucking 3D platformer on that system, is the camera sucks.
Yeah, it was still relatively new at the time to have 3D games like that.
Yeah.
Especially platformers.
In that sense, I do think that Crash Bandicoot 2 and 3 hold up better, because you don't have those problems with the camera, but it still holds up very well and is a very good game.
I think it did it better too, honestly. In hindsight.
Yeah. Of course, it has everybody's favorite Zelda game. Not my favorite Zelda game, but it is a very good one.
Yeah.
And that is Ocarina of Time, which does have a lot going for it. But my issue is everybody acts like Ocarina of Time is this perfect game, and then they turn around and say, "Oh, well, the Water Temple sucks." If the Water Temple sucks,
It's not.
how is it perfect? And don't get me wrong, there's a lot of great and clever puzzles and level design, and the world is great. There's a lot to like about that game.
Yeah.
And
Sure.
for the most part, complaints I'd have, apart from the Water Temple sucks, which pretty much everybody agrees,
Yeah.
complaints I'd have are relatively minor about that game.
Yeah,
As a whole, it's very, very good.
it's very polished for sure.
Yeah, some of the bigger titles for it haven't aged particularly well though. Like, go back and play. Hang on.
Good, you made it inside. Listen, I just found the munitions log for the Valor. I don't think their presence here is a coincidence. They're not on reconnaissance and they're not on patrol. This ship is prepped for war. They're on a seek and destroy mission. Do you hear me?
Isaac, I've lost him again. No signal from Hammond's rig. Find the Singularity Core and get the hell out of there.
Okay. Well, not every game for it has aged amazingly well. Like, go back and try to play GoldenEye or the Turok games for it again. And those were great games in their day. Don't get me wrong. But those controls and the frame rate and the draw distance have ensured that they have aged like milk.
Yep.
And it's kind of
Cameras.
and it's kind of sad because if you go play the remaster of Turok 1 and 2 for PC or even for console, really,
Yeah.
the level design and the feel of the weapons and the sounds and all that stuff has aged pretty well. It's still fun. It's still a joy to play.
Just the one thing that was keeping it back from its full potential was just the hardware it was on.
Entering zero gravity.
Isaac, one of the Valor's weapons
The controller.
was open in the crash.
Of course.
Yeah, I've never liked the 64 controller.
Especially with first-person shooters. That was a fucking nightmare. Honestly. Like, I think GoldenEye is a lot of fun, but just the fact that you have to use a 64 controller really was kind of annoying for me.
Yeah,
Personally, anyway.
I have
Because on PC it's a lot of fun though, like with the keyboard and mouse mod.
Yeah, I have never liked the 64 controller. There are people that do, and I don't get you.
Yeah.
I think the controller is kind of bad.
Yeah, they tried something new, but it just didn't work out too well.
Yeah, the thumbstick was a good idea. The expansion slot on the back was a good idea. The 3-prong design is a terrible idea. Oh, there you are.
That frame rate. Whew.
Yeah, the frame rates on 64 games tended to tank frequently.
Oh, I was referring to Dead Space
Oh,
for a second. Like, it was chugging along there for a couple seconds.
yeah, it was.
But yeah, on the 64 too, it was pretty hit or miss. But then again, I guess you got it was old hardware, so kind of have to give it a break, I guess, in that regard.
Radioactive material removed.
Yeah, if you're going to go back to those games, you have to cut it some slack. I mean, Look at Ocarina of Time. That game ran at 20.
Yeah. Albeit consistently from what I remember, but still.
Radioactive material removed.
Yeah, 20 is not a good frame rate, consistently or otherwise.
Yeah. I guess that's all they could do at the time, considering how it's an open world and all the stuff it has to render and load.
This would be a lot easier to remove the radioactive material if it weren't for you fuckers attacking me. But yeah, I remember really liking Shadows of the Empire as a kid as well.
Oh, damn straight. Same here. That was so much fun. That was my favorite Star Wars game at the time. And still is to a certain extent.
Radioactive material removed.
I would say it's in my top 3 Star Wars games.
Yeah, but go back and do the swoop bike level. Tell me how well it controls.
Fuck that noise.
Radioactive material removed.
I played that on I think on PC they actually fixed it somewhat. Because I mean, I played that on PC last year and it wasn't too bad, but obviously with the 64 controller, it's kind of a different story.
I need air. Let's see. How many of these are there? God damn it.
Radioactive material removed.
Get irradiated, space. Did you ever play?
Hazard clear. Safety lock released.
Did you ever play Banjo-Kazooie?
I don't think so. I used to watch my cousin play it though.
I never got to play that one. I played
Yeah.
Conker. Conker was good.
Yeah, I played that too. That was a lot of fun. That's one of my favorite 64 games. A lot of people's, I assume.
I need more air. Okay. Got it done. Yeah, Conker was a lot of fun. I never really got to play Banjo. I have the versions for the Xbox One that came with Rare Replay.
The part you're looking for will be in the engine room at the back of the ship. I'm reading massive damage, so you may need to find an alternate route to get there.
Oh, hey, there's one of those ceiling things. Don't step in that. You'll go careening into the ceiling.
Nobody wants that.
Let's see, what else did I play a lot of? Star Fox. Star Fox 64 was fucking awesome.
Wish I was able to play that at the time.
Did
I didn't
you,
play it till later.
does it hold up? I mean, I haven't played in a long fucking time. So.
I'd say, yeah. Smooth combat and everything. I mean, I get why people don't like Star Fox Adventures, especially at the time, because people wanted something like that on the GameCube, but they got literally a different game.
Yeah, Star Fox 64 started its life as What's it called?
Star
Dinosaur
Fox-
Planet.
Oh yeah, yeah. It's gonna be a 64 game. But I think Rare needed to make one more game for Nintendo than Microsoft bought them around the same time.
Yeah,
I
it
think.
Star Fox Adventure was their last game for Nintendo, sadly, because I like it, honestly.
Yeah, I really do too. I used to play the shit out of it when I was a kid.
Like, it's a good Zelda-style game.
Yeah. Like for what it is, it's a really good game. But just the only reason why people don't like it is just because it's not Star Fox. I mean, like a traditional Star Fox game.
Yeah, it's not a masterpiece. It's not one of Rare's best works, but maybe it would have been better if it had been if they had just kept it as Dinosaur Planet. But you know, are you going to argue with Shigeru Miyamoto?
Nah, I'll take my chances and not do that.
Because I think it was him that won this. Like, maybe we could. Oh, fuck. Fuck all of you. I think it was Shigeru Miyamoto that suggested putting Fox in it.
Because I think the characters already were foxes too.
Yeah, they were. If I remember right, yeah, they were.
Because I think Crystal was still in Dinosaur Planet.
Yeah, she looked different, obviously, because it was an N64 game at the time, but yeah. She wasn't anywhere near the level of, what would you call her? Furry bait?
Yeah. I think she was the original furry bait.
No, she wasn't the original furry bait, but she very much is furry bait.
Isaac, I made a call again.
But yeah, that started off its life as a 64 game, and it was later moved to.
Isaac, I'm tracking your position, but it doesn't look like I can reach you. This damn ship was nearly shared in half. I made it to the bridge. It's a mess here. These poor bastards didn't stand a chance. I'm going to override all door locks so you can get to the engine room. I'll try and catch up with you there.
Fuck! I just stepped into fire.
That's not good.
Oh, there's items over here. Okay. It might have been better if it had been released. Is that like? It's kind of sad because of what Rare used to be, you know,
Yeah.
and haven't been for a long time, and probably never will be again. Like I think we just kind of need to give up on getting the old Rare back. It's not gonna happen.
It's yeah. Times have changed like over the years. They're not the same people they used to be, sort of thing.
Yeah. But yeah, 64, fucking great console. I played a lot of Cruisin' USA and Cruisin' World on it. You remember those racing games? Very arcadey.
Yeah, I used to play them in the arcade all the time.
Die, all of you. Okay.